Hey, it's me, Jazzy, back from the dead, bitch. Months ago, I actually checked every single mod for Baldur's Gate 3 up until patch 7. I did not check anything post it, because that's the whole point. We're making a snapshot of how the modding community used to be before the advent of the modding tools. However, the script is very long, so I'm taking my time editing it all out. We've already checked all the races, appearance, classes, and Bunga Banana's f***ing weird mods. Now we're going to check all the spell mods. Now, this isn't going to be a mod review channel long term, just to be clear, but do like and subscribe if you like the cut of my jib. Let's get to it. Almost everything I ever wanted to do with Mage Hand, I couldn't. It's a really underwhelming cantrip in the game for many reasons. Therefore, Mage Hand Fix is a must-have mod. It allows Mage Hand to interact with doors, levers, pick items, push people, attack people, pickpocket people, disarm traps, pick locks, and it also removes the cantrip's cooldown. Basically, that useless f***ing cantrip can do things now. Yay! This spell magic is a great spell from the tabletop game. Perhaps removed for being too useful, which is a shame because with some clever thinking and restrictions, it's perfectly fine. But if you miss it, the spell magic Ita that's a stupid joke. Brings it back. It works by allowing you to target a creature, and creatures only, unlike the tabletop, and then dispel any third or lower level spells cast on it. Simple as simple can be. But if you want complicated as complicated can be, and also miss other 5e spells, well, 5e spells puts a lot of 5e spells in. 5e spells, 5e spells, 5e spells. Just keep saying it. The list of spells is very long, and some of them have adjustments to make them workable in game. To shout out a couple spells, we have utility things like Unseen Servant, which can't do much aside from whistle and some prestidigitation shit, and Detect Magic. We got some cool summons that range from the useful to the slightly comedic like Flock of Familiars, and we also have a bunch of offensive spells that also do useful stuff like Lightning Lure, Wither and Bloom, etc.
You think you're funny, do you?
The Deck of Many Things is an awesome, iconic D&D item that is now in the game thanks to GWL. This Deck of Many Things. If you don't know the item, it's a deck of magic cards, and when you draw one of them, a thing happens. Usually a big game-changing thing. Like being teleported somewhere, someone randomly becoming your mortal enemy, getting a legendary item, etc. The deck, of course, works a bit differently here due to limitations of the game, but it's still cool. There are 3 versions of the deck, 2 of them incomplete, with the legendary version having all the cards. All of these you can find as you play. Your character can draw 1 card per long rest by clicking the item. Get it and let chaos reign. Larian sadly has already said that there will be no DM mode for BG3 unlike Divinity. Which is obvious now since they officially said they aren't doing anything more with BG3, but I wrote this so fucking long ago, so give me a break. Someone heard that and made what they themselves describe as a poor man's version of DM2s. Dungeon Master spells add spells to summon any character in the game, make them controllable or not allies or enemies, and then trigger combat. So in a way, you can kind of use BG3 to solve D&D combat. Pretty neat. At a certain point, there's not a lot to do with your gold in BG3. It is there only to line your pockets. So why not use it to gild yourself in gold? Mammon spells and gold summons was a thing that isn't a thing anymore, but I recorded footage, so I'm showing it to you, but I won't bother expanding on it. Okay, thanks. Animate dead is cool, but you aren't really animating your dead enemies, are you? You're just summoning some random zombies and skelly bones. True Animate Dead allows you to actually raise your enemies from the dead with their visage intact. They stick around for 1 hour, so plenty of time for shenanigans. Start your own zombie apocalypse, go crazy. This is a ring that lets you turn to Skeleritas Fell. That's it, that's the mod. I just low-key love how much of a freak he is, so embodying him for a while is really fun. Baromancy has spawned so many memes, so much insanity, and has also been formalized now as one of the great schools of magic. The mod Baromancy gives you a Grimoire spell that allows you to summon all types of barrels without limits, so you can set up the most insane shit without having the muscles to back it up. And by that I mean, you know, without having to break your back dragging a bunch of barrels around. Simple, funny, cool.
Stone King roar.
Look, let's face it, sometimes you just want to be alone. But not alone. You just don't want to interface with people. Well, it is for those times that we have pets. And summons, I guess. And boy do we have summons for all kinds of people. Now, unless stated otherwise, assume these are all broken, okay? Summons due to D&D's flat math are already strong, but most of these are just utterly broken because they're given for free without downsides and have absurd abilities. You know, my old RPG group had a pet chicken, causing the group to be named the Cockfighters, because they tried to make it fight during the first session. Anyways, it was like the Ranger's pet. There's a video on that, go watch it. This mod enables me to actually get them back by adding the chicken option to the Find Familiar spell. Summon a clucky chook to keep you company. The chicken that's called Mozart, his name is Mozart, can peck people. Jesus, that's a lot of blood. Run around like crazy and lay egg. Level 1 conjuration spell. Exactly what it sounds like. It's a strength save? It's a ritual? Also, it can summon chickens of its own. Wait, what? The chicken spells are a bit awkward. They take a bit to take effect. I imagine because the game is given time for the spell animation to play out, but since it's a chicken and they can't do the spell animation, there's just an awkward pause. Oh, they're only gonna multiply. Now, aside from the chicken horde aspect of this is a fairly balanced mod. I mean, it's just a new, different type of familiar. He has 1 strength, 3 charisma. Oh, come on. They have much better charisma than that. Now, here's a question you have never asked or thought about, but what would happen to Okami if he fucked Raiden? Well, Raiju would happen. This is a pretty over-the-top compendium, but hey, maybe that's what you want. Definitely not balanced, though. His lightning step. Dash your target with lightning speed and receive hamstring for enemies can't score a critical hit and you reduce all incoming damage by 2. Lightning manipulation consume 4 lightning trigger to heal yourself. Like, I'm pretty sure you can one-shot a staring. Almost. Call the hand a villain tough to give you a hand. No cooler or funnier summon around, I swear. Now, this is a fine balanced summon, except for one thing. Enemies take double necrotic damage when around it. Granted, the hand has low health, so it can be easily dispatched, but cast and inflict wounds with this thing near the target is monstrous. Did you know his nickname in high school was Villain Fought? But back then his hand was famous for a different reason. Look, I know, this is page 31, give me a break. This is the cutest beholder ever. Aw, who's the evilest little meatball in all of Faerun, huh? You are! Okay, what the fuck? Nightwing doesn't have the juicy peaches that the actual Nightwing has, but he is just as cute. You can find the bat and some food for it in the vibrating tree stump item that Blurg is selling. I also like how the item's descriptions essentially tells you the story of you finding the Nightwing. It's very cute. You can hear the vibration coming from the hollow of the stump. Something seems to have made it its nest. Hidden inside the cavity, you find a little bat. There is also a version of the mod with a feeding minigame of sorts, where sometimes Nightwing will get hungry and cry out for food, and then you have to feed it treats you can buy. Nightwing's favorite treat, this juicy frog, is sure to sate his hunger for a little while. That's a silly frog. Oh did I eat it? Oh, what the fuck? 300 turns of fire resistance? And lightning, and cold, and poison, and necrotic, and thunder, and acid, and piercing? What frog was that? And the best part? He grows with you as you level up, much like the squirrel. Hello, nurse. Let's be honest, her being undead is not going to stop most of you. So get the amulet of tormented souls from the good doctor, and summon one of those cute poor souls trapped in the house of healing. Seriously, I actually did feel bad for some of those sisters. There is one annoying thing about it though, is that it needs a separate VFX mod. God, just put the VFXs with the mod. Don't make me download a separate thing that has a pretty big size just for this. Come on. I mean, I get why, but still, kind of annoying. Also, the author himself has said that this is probably pretty imbalanced. Scratch is a good boy and really cute, but he's missing something. Like, some pizzazz, you know? Maybe he needs some fire, or radiance, or necrotic stuff, oh, just a bunch of new colors that make him do a bunch of new stupid shit. This is where JWL Scratch's back comes in. Did you know that Karlach had a pet rock named Craig? Wait, he can knock people prone? I didn't. It's actually a line only between her origin version and Halsin, but it's there. And this mod brings Craig to life into her adventures in PG-3. There's only space enough in Karlach's heart for one of us! You know, I have this idea for a thing that would definitely catch on. Pocket monsters. They're just little critters, would put them in your pocket and then you carry them with you everywhere you go and you can do stuff with them, you know? I'm sure some people would try to make them battle, but that's a maniac's idea. Anyway, bad jokes aside, the Pocket Hermit Crab passively grants you some boons like expertise in perception and advantage on skill checks with it. It also grants you Ward and Shell that protects you from some damage, and it also gives you the Retreat skill, which makes your pet fart out a cloud of magical darkness to hide you. Look, the raising that spell is cool and all, but it would be cooler with guns. So get Tombstone Undead now! The mod adds 3 new options to the animate Undead spell. The Skeleton parentheses Rifleman, the Zombie parentheses Boomstick, and the Skeleton parentheses Musketeer. They wield weapons from the Firearms mod that is also a requirement for this mod to work too. See you later.
Step back. We'll not tolerate drow in here.
Don't worry, we're here to save the day. Also because it's someone's birthday. No! Not in the lava! No! Bitch!
That's that.